Alright. So we're basically, this is basically the final turn, I think, because I'm going to just try and finish up. So first things first, I'm gonna take care of 2 raid battles. There's one could be here, and that one, actually to complete that one, it should go up here, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna go up here. Because that was when we had another one of those group battles. So we're gonna finish up the 2 raid battles, and then we're gonna go fight Ganondorf. And then after we're done with that, we'll discuss the timeline. But the first raid battle is right here over in West Farron. Zoe, move your butt. Alright, so it's on the bridge down here. There's a pirate ship. I'm not gonna be doing any other side quests or anything, or I've now got all the caves. I have all caves. I have all wells. I have all armor pieces. So I've basically got all the most important things in the game. I don't actually have all. Yeah, I don't yet have all inventory slot upgrades yet. I think there's 6 left for the shield, but I'm not too worried about that. I'll do that on my own. So these are the only 2 things I'm gonna do before I go fight again. Is doing these 2 raid battles. The bridge collapsed. How great it's last movie this morning. I'm not sure it's got you hidden there alone. Oh hey, I thought you recognized you somewhere. Aren't you that mythic swordsman? You're all anyone at Lookout Lane was talking about that's there. Ah, we seen good. Happy to see it. This is the monster control crew. We help keep the peace and harbour by taking out as many monsters we can. I'm Fox, Captain of Squad 3. It's real nice to meet you. We're just on our way to rough up those monsters over there. The bridge to the ship collapsed. We don't have a way to board it. We can kill those monsters real whopping if we can just get that bridge fixed. Okay. Do you just... Interesting. You fixed the bridge for us. Incredible. I can't thank you enough. I guess the rest is up to us now. Are you ready? Our honor as monster control crew, we will take down every last one of these fiends. I like how Foxel and Hawks just sit behind when everyone else runs in. Oh, there's a crew here too. You're surprised me. Taking care of the rid's one thing, but your power in the battle is awe-inspiring. I just have to give you a reward. We gotta train. We gotta get stronger. We have to figure out what's next. Planets head northwest to South Planet Snowfield and Hebra. If we have to cross paths in the future, I hope you consider playing on sides again. A lot of these characters were in Breath of the Wild. I don't remember where they were. Like, for example, one of the monster control crew members who was not in these main ones, he was actually back in he was, that was Sesame, but he was actually on Eventide Isle. But he's still taking part of the Mothra control crew. He's just there to scout out where the pirate ship originated from. And I noticed she didn't ask about the Master Sword either. Maybe it's because I had to just have one of them. Had the Master Sword in my inventory when one of them happened, and then they don't mention anymore. Maybe that's it. I'm not sure exactly how it works. Yeah, that one's done. And the next one is right here. I already cleared this camp out. But we gotta do it again. Oh boy.
Huh? Oh. 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 Ha. Wow. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Oh. Sa. Woohoo. Sa, sa. Wow. Woohoo. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Yay. Hey. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
But where do they get start off at?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. If it's like iffy me again, we're ready to go. We have much to set that big old fort. But the iron ball entrance is the way we are not supposed to do. We can't go straight up there without a plan, or that ball should take us out. Let's get rid of the iron ball somehow. We'd be ridiculous monster being. So let's use this. That was easy. Where's the last one? Up there. There we go. You can say they call it a prodigy or something. That's what it, isn't it? Here's the pure weapon, legit even. Against the warrior, so strong. Then I get a chance to lay eyes on it myself. Here's your reward. I must wrap. I got word from headquarters. We were not doing monster control groups while you helped out. Each guy's to get this thank you gift. I'll be as big as your journey. Monster control crew fabric. Oh. That blood moon. To know how you must be defeated, make sure you get knocked back for one. Look at some rest, those monsters defeat us for sure. And I'll think hard work me with thing. This is too hard to become your own worst enemy, you know? So goes to you. Go on and ease yourself, okay? There we go. Goblin horn. What do I want? This will be a fun experience. Alright, so one thing we're going to do here too is we're going to explore the entire area, not just run straight again. We're going to explore the whole area to figure out what's going on down there. Where's Josh at? I got plenty of this food, so let's make a bunch of hardy items. What's my defense? I'd like to get that, but I haven't gained like it yet. I think it's a good defense anyway. My current defense is 80. I think I'm doing pretty good. I think I want to keep the hard lizards. What do I have for weapons? I've got that. All these. That's garbage. I use 3 more go weapons, but I can probably shove down into the crater. Look what's down there.
Ah. Check it.
Because incredible. I'll keep you moving for the rest of my afternoon. Have on John for the castle and fulfilling its own duties to the monster control crew. Never fear, I'll keep watch and I'll make sure no thieves sneak past me and steal any of the castle treasures. Be on your guard, okay? There's a terrifying monster called Gloomspawn around here. Gloomspawn? It's like a monster completely covered in glowing gloom, and if it's touched you, you'll see your vitality. Speaker, just go and get that too. There's actually one in the lockup, I think. Lockup, yeah, right there. The lockup had a Hynux originally, but now there's a Gloomspawn there instead. I still say it's a 4-master. But its official name is actually Gloomspawn. Oh! What? Does that take you into the lockup, maybe? Let's go. No. Hang on. Okay. Yep, it's that. This right into. Huh. Royal Hyrian fabric. Lore-wise, they moved it because they moved the Hyrian shield to a different location, I guess, between games. Because originally it was in here. Oh! You have to go this way. How do I get out, though? Warguard Fountain. Straight down, a giant foe become brightest night of the kingdom. Oh, that's still here. That makes sense because that's still the lore of this area. There we go. Jeez. There we go. Apparently, it's actually possible to get down in here, all the way down to the bottom, without the paraglider. What they do is they grab the side of the wall here. Balloons approach Central Hollow depths. I was down here twice. Once I came all the way down to the bottom. The other time I just came down with the light route. Oh wait. That's annoying. More? Where's the next one? Up there. Where am I going? These guys cool. A Lionel. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. there, I think. There's a path here too. Oh. So there's chests down here. There are some. What is this? Down below right here? I just climbed up here. I don't see a chest back here. Oh, it's still down. That's even deeper. Cross-like. So I just have to keep going. Okay, I think the other path was so you can get up there without the climb through gloom. Any shit I don't care about here? Honestly, I think it's kind of like a dungeon. There's no really puzzles to it. It's just a long series of enemies. But I think you really count this a dungeon. That's got a pretty cool, unique design too. The question is, why is it here? I wonder if this could be Raru's castle that got placed here. Because I've been speculating that, like, where's Raru's castle? Was this the same one as Ocarina of Time? But it doesn't quite look like it, but maybe this is actually Raru's castle. It got placed here because they sealed Ganondorf in Raru's castle, and then they put it got moved to this place. Maybe I've never gotten a Black Lizalfo's Tale. That's interesting. Okay, so where'd my weapon go? Won't spawn. What's my worst bow? Sounds good. Now where I go? That way. I see. I think I could send there. Oh, lovely. Ow. Wait, is this a... I think it is. Yeah. This is the opening of the game. Forgotten Foundation. So you go through this whole section, then come back around here and go up here. Demon King, 6 stages. Oh, look, there's Zelda. Zelda gets a Master Sword. Zelda becomes a dragon. Oh look, all these things are right here on the notes from the beginning of the game. Imprisoning chamber. I don't want that one. Let's do... Knight's Halberd. No, let's do that one. Gloom's Lair. Okay, we are going really, really deep now. Oh, wow. That's the final location? All those tendrils kind of look like Ganondorf. Yeah, his hair coming up. Is that a Bahamut's pit? Dylan?
You don't have to fight all by yourself, you know? When we fight together, we're unstoppable!
I'm gonna make my ancestors proud today, Link. I'll fight by your side. Link, we shall protect Hyrule together.
The Garuda owe you for your help.
Oh, that's where she does that
Count
one.
on me.
There.
I will atone for my past failure. It is time to stop the demon king.
So where's the scene without running? Oh, I could have fixed those. Warren, that's a high roll. Only halfway through? Was all posts? There's lots of green ones here too. That's cool. I need green tails.
You keep going.
Assuming, of course, we will keep our stuff after we. I think we probably will. I think pretty sure it does in Breath of the Wild too, where you can take pictures or anything and keep your stuff after you're done. Like Gyarados aren't that special. I guess they're annoying in groups. Moblins? Yeah, that's right, Moblins now. What about Lionel's though?
That gloom, it means but one thing. The Demon King is there. Huh?
Oh, Gara! Oh, the Seed's construct too.
More obstacles in our path, but our foe is mistaken if he thinks this will stop us.
Oh, that's where that scene is.
We are fated to fight these beasts. Don't worry about us. Link, we'll take care of this, Goro. You ready to see the power of a sage?
We'll be fine. We already beat them once. This will be a breeze for sure.
It is time, Link. The rest is up to you.
Oh, actually, he is right underneath. He is still right underneath Tower Castle. He's just way deeper. There he is, just sitting there.
How disappointing. bathed in insufferable light. All these weak, peace-loving cowards running rampant. It would have been more satisfying to overcome a worthy foe.
That was easy. Rehydrate Ganondorf. Oh, this music, it's so classic.
Regardless, I will reshape this world as it was meant to be. I will crush any opposition. I will rule. That is what a king must do.
The Menace Unleashed, Demon King Ganondorf. There we go.
Do not look away.
You witness,
You witness
a
a
king's revival.
And the birth of his new world.
There we go.
Pathetic.
Ow! He switched weapons too. Wait, he freaking. He used it himself on me. Oh.
Take this.
Oh yeah, he did it again. Ah.
Go.
Anti-Vidrum.
Die.
An evil man who lived long ago in the era of Hyrule's founding. He was imprisoned in High Castle for ages, but the magic weakened and his power is staying and growing since. Now he has ridden as a threat beyond the knowledge of any. A master of every known weapon, he will not hesitate to crush any foe who stands his way.
Is that all? Take this! What a feeling. I'd almost forgotten the thrill of battle. That feeling as blood surges in my veins. not even near the limits of my power.
Majesty gets on Demon King Ganondorf. What is with that bar?
Enjoy these final moments. I will be taking far more than you're on this time.
Demon King Ganondorf second form. The fierce power that Demon King Ganondorf attained after it leaves the power of the Sacred Stone. The Sacred Instant of momentum and only Berry Magic contains its built-in power. The blue produces a corrosive substance that so foul it can wither away anyone touches it.
Sorry for keeping you waiting.
Damn Ganon. Oh, he's like fans of this form now.
Show the Demon King who's boss, Link!
I'm taking you down, Demon King.
It's time to finish him off, Link.
He knocked my allies out again. Did it again. He frickin' parry rushed my parry rush. Oh look, it's back. Dead Man's Volley is back. Oh, he's using a bone? Oh, wow. That just took it right off. Oh, yeah, that's two of them, actually. That's doesn't be a game where it took out your hearts just completely. He did the same thing here. Oh, that one hit me. So it's that attack that does it. Okay, he's gone. He tore off his head.
And mind, everything. Sacrifice it all.
He's gonna eat it.
Cast this world into eternal night.
Oh look, we're fighting Dragon Ganondorf. Interesting. Looks kind of like Calamity Ganon. It's a lot like Calamity Ganon from when Calamity Ganon was flying around Hyrule Castle. It looks a lot like that. So I got pictures of Ganondorf and his second form. Can I get a picture of this too? How am I gonna do that? Are we just destroying? Oh, it looks just like. Yeah, this is definitely intended to be a callback to Calamity Ganon. Now you can see the full scope of it, though. Personified Demon King, Demon Dragon. So where's Link at? Right there. Why is the Light Dragon coming after him? It's like she lost her mind, but she's still instinctively coming to help us. So we're riding on a dragon to fight another dragon. Interesting. So all 6 Saiyans are involved then. Because 6 Saiyans is involved in this final battle. Which I assume it's not, like, how can you have a real battle against a giant dragon? Obviously you're not gonna... It's more like a Dark Beast Ganon fight, but it looks a lot cooler than Dark Beast Ganon in any case. Am I still missing 2 hearts? And he's still instinctively fighting us too, so... Oh look, there's boiling... I can't do anything. But I can't take a picture of him. And she doesn't see the catches me. I'm just saying. Is there any way to take a picture? There. Oh, that didn't work. The form of the Ganondorf, the Demon King, contained a Swan, a secret stone, and contained true power. No trace of real form remains. Its only matter of strength which shake the skies. Direct scales covering it repel any all attacks, save for those of one only master sword. Oh! What, you land on Zelda? So... my guess is that if you, Oh, look! You cannot use this in the monster thing. Makes sense that it's just too big. But you can do Demon King Ganondorf, both forms. That'd be epic. Yeah, it's really just more of a cinematic fight, but it's still a lot better than Dark Beast Ganon. Oh, I missed that one. Just touching his body inflicts gloom. Oh, my hearts are back. Huh. Those two. But can I land back in Hyrule? Nope. The Ganondorf fight is definitely way better, but it's probably one of the best bosses. It's easily the best Ganondorf fight in the whole series. He literally matches you completely, and that's cool. And he's more aggressive than the Twilight Princess Ganondorf fight too. And this battle is still not great, but it's at least better than Dark Beast Ganon from. What? Oh, is this nighttime? Wait, that's a blood moon effect. Oh. His forehead. So we bring it. Hit him in the forehead and destroy the secret stone. Is that it? Yeah, it is a blood moon. Can you get any more dead than that? And it's gonna blow up like all the other ones. Wow! So that's what happens when an immortal dragon dies. Where do our clothes go? Mario and Sonia's ghosts both show up. Yeah, that's be a saving Zelda. We knew it would happen. We knew it would happen. It was obvious. They weren't gonna leave Zelda like this. And they're joining in to power up Link. Well, Link is the one who's actually doing it though. But what are they like using recall on her to recall her back to her previous state? There's Zelda, and she's got her tear back too. So, because she got the tear back, then it must mean that they literally just recall her back to her previous state before she swallowed it. And now their spirits fade away. Now that their mission's accomplished. I wish Robert would stuck around longer. Guess what, Link? You're gonna start following. Where'd your shirt go? Skydive for Zelda! Oh, that's the Bottomless Pond again. We're bringing right back to Bottomless Pond? Bookends! Bookends! At the start of the game, Link failed to catch her, and now he catches her. Yeah, it's right back to Bottomless Pond again. That's where we first dived down, and now they dive back down into it again. How they managed... Yeah, I guess Ganondorf's flying all around Center Hyrule, so it kind of makes sense that they could have fallen down here by coincidence, but... So he lost his shirt. Oh, his hand's back normal too. He lost his shirt, but it looks like he's still got the Hylian. His shirt and hood, but his Hylian armor legs are still there.
Link, how are you? I was... We reached you, after all.
Hug him.
He's gone. The Demon King. I'm not in a dream, right? You did it. Oh, Link, you really did it. But how am I... No, I understand. I had been sleeping all this time. When I felt something, like a warm, loving embrace, I woke up.
It's still levitating because, yeah, there's a rock down there holding it up. It's not actually levitating, it's just a giant rock that Ganondorf put there, and it's still there.
Thank you. Link, I met such wonderful people. I saw Hyrule as it was. I have so much to tell you. So much happened. Oh, Link, I'm home.
Alright. Fine print Zelda complete. Okay. So, when we get the credits, are we getting that another scene at the end, or... Yeah, okay, let's read credits first. I think this will be another scene, though. Now I'm wondering if we get, DLC for this too. I think we will. I'm pretty sure we'll get DLC. The question is how they're gonna handle DLC. Then accordion. Well, they showed Tulin first, then Fire, then Yunobu. They showed Zora next, showed Sidon next. I should go ahead and look up the timeline. Is that the trailer music? That's the credits. So is there another scene at the end? That's it then? Oh, there it is. Okay. Right at the time. Mineru. Link, the sages, and Pyrrha's here too. Okay.
I can't believe such an impressive landmass can float in the sky. Just when I thought I'd started to figure the Zonai out.
Everyone, I am glad I was able to bring you all here. I wanted to share this view of Hyrule with all of you.
Whoa. I've never been this far up before, Goro.
Wow, what a sight it is. And Zelda, you were roaming the skies all along?
Yes, although I don't really remember. I never thought I would actually stand here again.
This is only a theory, but Raru's power of light and Sonia's time power. For Zelda to transform back, they both must have channeled their abilities through you, Link.
I see.
Now it seems it is my time.
Minoru!
Do not worry. You have overcome the burden my era left to you. You have proven yourself, and you no longer need me. I know I can move on, join Raru and the others, and the world will be safe.
Then who's gonna take your place then? Oh, they're all leaving? Okay. Oh no, they're not. They're staying in place. The Pyrrha's staying behind.
those of us gathered here swear on our lives to support Princess Zelda and... Oh. To support Princess Zelda and safeguard the land of Hyrule.
Link's not.
Rauru and Sonia will be happy to hear of this.
But Minoru...
And I'll let them know just how much you care.
She's already dead. She just separated her spirit from her physical body, which is already dead. So she's just moving on to the afterlife. And she's leaving her tear behind, so who's that going to?
Thank you all.
Unless she took it with her, I guess. In theory, it should actually be on her conscience. That was just like a symbol of it. That's not the real tear. Yep. The contract fell apart now because Minoru left. I was thinking that the tear would now go on to
Rauru,
Pyrrha instead, because she's right behind them.
Minoru. The ancient sages. They wished not only to save Hyrule from the Demon King, but for it to see eternal peace. I will dedicate myself to that goal. Now, and for all time. My friends, with all of your strength, stand with me.
Oh, they put bridges up. Interesting. Huh. So the skies are still floating, and Hyrule Castle is still left above the ground, so that's interesting as well. And now we should get a clear save, right? Yeah. There we go. An evil man who lived long ago in the era of Hyrule's founding. His legend claims that this cruel man fed his bottomless ambition with great power and became a king of demons. He has imprisoned the Tower Council for ages, but the magic holy and weakened when the castle was damaged during the calamity a century ago, and his heart has been steadily growing since. Now he survived as a threat beyond the knowledge of any. Gerudo. And these are still active, so yeah, they don't go away. "31 Shrine Quests." Oh, I got all side adventures. 60 out of 6 side adventures. And those two main quests never go away, so I just have 37... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 here. I have 37 side quests, so there's a lot of side quests missing. Map completion is 78%. 70%, but I have all the maps cleared. I have everything, all the shrines locked, everything. That's a huge percentage left for map completion. That's, I mean, it obviously includes Koroks, but what's the rest of it? I don't really need this one, do I? Could put one here. I can't. Okay, let's teleport out.
Ooh. Oh. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Oh.
Okay, I had to just discard one to make a new one.
Oh. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Oh.
So you can take pictures of Ganondorf in the final boss battle, bring him to Hudson, and he'll make them. Even though it shouldn't be possible to do that. Because... bring him up there. Nope. I wish I got one of Ganondorf with a different pose. I also don't like that it's syncing on his cloak. That one's a much better one, I think. Let's see if I can find it. I think it was right here. Some easy way to get there. Well, we know there was a Zora monument that mentioned Ruto, so we can just keep it that. Okay. Okay, so there's a handful of things to discuss here about the timeline. Like obviously something's kind of got messed up in a way. Hmm. Demon Dragon, Light Dragon. Wait. So what's this? Queen Gibdo, Nocturok. Marbled Goma. I don't have Kogera, and I don't have... Is that the Sludge-like? You know what? Let's go, Robbie.
Hey! Ah! Oh!
Oh. I have 4 Elite Enemy pictures. That once stood in your way. I mean, one's gotta be the, So, it's Colgera. Sludge-like. Miragian. What's the 4th one? And why are there 2 Queen Gibdo listings? I need to sell some stuff.
Ha! Ah! Oh!
Hey, 5 or 15. Ooh. I don't need that many.
Ha! 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 Oh. Oh. Hey. Ah. Oh.
Bulgaria, Moragia. Oh, the Seas construct. Oh, I forgot about that. Seagull, okay. The culprit behind the blizzard plague the Hyper region. This huge beast harnesses wind to produce strong updrafts and lifts itself aloft. The giant layer of ice cars by serves a protective shield that allows it to launch frozen spikes at its foes. The first monster dwelling Death Mountain. Its body is full of boiling lava and hard rocks and infused with gloom. To keep its body held together, the creature draws heat and gloom power from the creator. These sludge-loving likes are nightmarishly mobile. They ooze sludge, and they use that sludge to move around, screaming in areas that other like tend to avoid. As they run off, they also spew sludge out of their mouths and slowly capture prey. Capture prey. The construct that Manera originally intended to house her spirit, it was changed in its ominous form by the magic power of the Demon King. Originally intended for construction, it is highly durable and able to withstand harsh conditions. Alright. Okay, so timeline-wise, let's go ahead and take a look at the, memories? Yeah. So here, in the first scene, the Great Deku Tree, this is a flashback. We get the master, we talk to Great Deku Tree and say to Great Deku Tree, you get this scene. And here it shows Link retrieving the Master Sword, after being restored following the events of the calamity. So after the events of Breath of the Wild, Link comes back to retrieve the Master Sword, probably shortly before they go into death, because they think they may have a theory that the Gloom is he needs the power of the Master Sword for the Gloom, so they go back and retrieve it before they go and face Ganondorf. They don't know it's Ganondorf yet, of course, but they retrieve the Master Sword, and then the Great Decade Tree talks about the fact that it's truly the work of a goddess, implying that, of course, implying Hylia, because Hylia is supposedly created in Skyward Sword. Here Ganondorf wakes up from his long slumber. Ganondorf's profile, the magic holding weakened when the castle was damaged in the calamity a century ago. So, the message underneath Hyrule Castle states that Ganondorf's seal was strengthened by putting the castle there. So, Rauru sealed Ganondorf. Then they built Hyrule Castle above it in order to help strengthen the seal on Ganondorf. That's why also Calamity Ganon keeps coming out from underneath Hyrule Castle, because Ganondorf was sealed where they later placed the castle. So Calamity Ganon comes out from underneath the castle. Zelda takes the tear, it turns to a time tear, and she accidentally sends herself back in time to escape Ganondorf. But she also wonders, like, how do you get back to that exact point? She keeps on. One of the things that she brings up is, how did she get there? Like, how did she have it happen to just go in this right place? And what basically I think what happened is that essentially Hylia sent her there on purpose, so that way she could find Ganondorf. You can see here, look at Death Mountain in the background here. That's definitely reminiscent of Ocarina of Time Death Mountain. And also, there is no Lost Woods in the past here. See this? Let's take a quick peek at this. So there's Death Mountain. She's all over here. There's just all forest all around.
This is not the world I know.
In the north, there is no Great Hyrule Forest either. There's no Great Decade Tree there.
Past. It's become legend. So it's true. This is really the era of...
So she goes to Hyrule's founding. Now, the timeline states that Hyrule's founding happens something after... So after Skyward Sword, there's the Era of Chaos. There's the Era of Chaos, and then there's Hyrule's founding. Some people have taken this to say that, oh, this is Hyrule's founding. It can't... So that contradicts Skyward Sword, where in Skyward Sword, at the end of Skyward Sword, Link and Zelda find Hyrule. That's never actually stated in Skyward Sword. All they do is they decide to stay in service. There is no Kingdom of Hyrule yet. There might be a Hyrule nation, but there is no Hyrule. Kingdom of Hyrule. Ganondorf makes it kind of clear here too. Also, these two right here.
Allow me to offer you my deepest apologies. On behalf of the Gerudo, for taking so long to accept your repeated invitations. It is our desire
Blue gem, red gem, and those symbols on their things, those on their sashes say Kumi and Kotake.
Ganondorf. I will accept your vow of fealty to the Kingdom of Hyrule. I understand that a single male is born to the Gerudo every
This also still has the lore
years.
of the Gerudo being born every 100 years.
Such an appeal from you,
Male being born through every 100
a hero
years.
to his people and a king by birth. Well, it is truly reassuring.
It is my honor. When your Zonai ancestors first descended upon these lands long ago, they must have seemed to be gods. And now you rule as king.
And have taken a Hyrulean woman as your wife. So that does imply there's a land called Hyrule.
Majesty has certainly risen above.
Your admiral lineage. And so, okay, he's a Zonai. There are people seen like gods. And then he goes to take the Hyrulean wife. You must have seemed to have risen above your admiral lineage. He's mocking him. He's openly mocking him in front of his face. Like he's basically it's just hilarious. But okay, so those two and then behind Ganondorf, right there, that's Kumi and Kotake. Kumi and Kotake, who are twin Rova. That's that's it's written in Hyrule on their sashes. That's Kumi and Kotake. I think Ganondorf's swords also have Kumi and Kotake written on them too. So like they're like his most loyal followers. So but here they're very young. You can tell they're very young here. So this would line up with being like, maybe a few hundred years before Ocarina of Time. Raru is also, of course, the Sage of Light, but the way that Raru gets sealed away here doesn't really like. He has no consciousness until the seal breaks. When it does break, he can be conscious in a ghost form. Can we get okay? I guess this is supposedly at Colomo Garrison. Or Lake Colomo, right here. Okay. Yeah, this event is again is pretty good, which is obviously a nod to Ocarina of Time. It's obviously not Ocarina of Time, but that is Kumi and Kotake there, and they are much younger than Ocarina of Time, so that's interesting to note. That we also get a glimpse here, like again that mountain is clearly a reference to Ocarina of Time. It's got the same image there with the big smoke cloud around it. I looked at all the various maps in the series. That only appears in Ocarina of Time. That's the only time we ever see that kind of appearance for Death Mountain is in Ocarina of Time. And there's no forest in the north either. So he becomes a Demon King. He gets sealed away at the end. And that's the Imprisoning War, which, of course, the Imprisoning War was really after Ocarina of Time. Originally, it was Ocarina of Time. That was a strip. Like, Ocarina of Time was technically the Imprisoning War when they created Ocarina of Time. That was later changed in development, of course. But this game still has the lore of Fi. Like you still see Fi mentioned. You've also got the Mother Goddess statue. You see the White Sword of the Sky. The White Sword of the Sky is literally just. I'm saying it's a replica of the original, like maybe the prototype version of the Master Sword that was a separate one that was still around. That's my theory, lore-wise. That it was just a replica or a prototype of the actual Master Sword, and so that's what the White Sword of the Sky is. It's just a replica of Master Sword that was being held by a goddess. But that Mother Goddess means that is the actual goddess from Skyward Sword. But there's another problem with that though, because down here.
King Raru, we just received word that the last free village in the Gerudo Desert has fallen.
This is the Forgotten Temple.
At this rate, the Demon King's army will overwhelm us.
I understand. Our only hope is for me to defeat the Demon King.
Raru, the Demon King. He is not someone you can stop by yourself. But you are not alone. You have the Gerudo, Goron, Zora, and Rito leaders as well as Zelda. And of course, you can count on me.
There's something I'd like to show you all.
He opens this gate. No, there's no... This room right here.
Sacred stones.
This is the room in the Forgotten Temple. I had people point out before that's in the Forgotten Temple. I did not know that when I first saw it, but then after I looked around, people mentioned that. So, but here's the thing. So this is not the Forgotten Temple. Is not the sealed temple from Skyward Sword. But I think that is the same god statue. I think what happened is that someone at some point they moved the god statue there after these events. So really, the god's statue was probably over here somewhere, but eventually it was moved back here. So this is the Forgotten Temple is not the sealed temple like it was speculated in Breath of the Wild, but that is the same god statue. It was moved here at some point in the future between those events, because you can see that the god statue is not here right now. It isn't here right now, but it got moved there later. So I think that the god statue got moved here, but it's still the same statue from Skyward Sword. The implication from the whole questline is that it's the same one. And these 3 springs are the exact same ones from Skyward Sword. So they're still trying to keep it in the same continuity. This is the same spring. This one is. They're all the same springs from Skyward Sword. I don't even know where the... So that'd be the Theron spring, right? Was there ever a Spring of Wisdom? The Spring of Power, Breath of the Wild. Okay, the Skyview Spring and the Earth Spring are the 2 springs. So there's only 2 springs, not 3. But the Skyview Spring and the Earth, I think the Earth Spring. So the Earth Spring was in Elden area, but this is close enough that it could be the same spring, and you just come out down below. Yeah, it is hard to say it or justify that, but it's possible. Or maybe these springs are based on the original ones, but those are the same statues. That is my guess. But there is no 3rd spring in Skyward Sword, so it could be that this one and this one are the same springs, and this one is a 3rd spring we did not actually see in Skyward Sword. That could be the case too. But yeah, these are pretty close callback back to Skyward Sword. But when some people comment on the fact that Rauru and them don't seem to mention Hylia that much. They also have lots of Targets, they don't mention Targets either. But it could be explained because the Air of Chaos, the Targets is sealed away. And so it might not mention it because it's just sealed away and they don't want to bring it up. The Secret Stones could be based on the power from the Triforce. Some expected that it could be that they're like the Triforce that's literally been broken apart, which I don't agree with because of course I think this is I'm thinking that the past events here are in fact what they say there. That the first King of Hyrule, which means it's after Skyward Sword and before Ocarina of Time, or before Minish Cap. But at least before Ocarina of Time, because Minish Cap I think more flexible in that. Let's go ahead and take a peek at a couple things here. I'm going to switch screens. Is there an easy way to do this? So here's the current timeline. Skyward Sword, Bash of the Twilight, Sacred Realm of Steel, and King of Hyrule was founded. In Hyrule Historia, this mentions the era of Chaos. I guess you could say this is the era of Chaos right here is Bash of the Twilight, Sacred Realm of Steel. That's the era of Chaos, and then the King of Hyrule was founded. So here, how it's found is where the past event should take place. Is right here. They have Mage Captain Four Swords, Hyrule Civil War, and Ocarina of Time. And here's the three-way timeline split. And then here you've got the distant past. This is basically all of the past. Ganon Kiss You Ride Still Away. Ganon and Hyrule and Vampire Pass on Orly. Shadow's Life have Hyrule operate in Dark Mode's history. Princess was born in a royal family. She wakes a sage. The Guardians are separated from the Hyruleans ruled by a chief. The boy is born to all-female Gerudo tribe. This happens every 1,000 years, 100 years. Gareth plans to control Hyrule as turns to Dark Beast. Ganon is sealed. Lost Breeze becomes time again and appearing cage headed mouse. And there's no mention of the Rito in here at all. Because there is no history of Rito. But that's another problem too people have, is that the Rito are not mentioned in the distant past here of they're not mentioned. They don't appear in our past games. There are some references, but yeah. So people are gonna go on and say that, like the Rito weren't in the older games, so that it can't be take place in older games. It has to take place all after all older games, or it's a reboot. Those are the usual things that they'll say. But it's not that. I mean, you don't have to reference them all the time, and obviously it's a reckoning, of course, but it's not that big of a deal. They have races appear and disappear all the time, so I don't really think that's a problem. So 10,000 years ago, we've got. I don't even like the 10,000 years thing because 10,000 years is kind of obnoxious. The 10,000 years thing is like 10,000 years ago. I've heard that in Japan it's supposed to be a really long time. That the Japanese just basically means a really long time. That I think is a much better thing than saying a strict 10,000 years, because you're not gonna remember any history in 10,000 years. It's just ridiculous. But if they say 10,000 years, we'll say 10,000 years for the hell of it, even though I don't like it. So 10,000 years ago, so keep in mind, this past is prior to 10,000 years ago. It means that the Kingdom of Hyrule was before prior to 10,000 years too. Here's the thing: if 10,000 years ago, or a little bit before that, was when Rauru came around, like, that's after all the events of their games, and Rauru found a new Hyrule, then how are they aware of Princess Ruto? This is still canon in Tears of the Kingdom. Like there's references directly to Ruto and how she started, and how she paved the way for the acceptance of Hylians and Zora to have romantic relations with one another. So that is actually a canon aspect of the root of the Zora in Tears of the Kingdom. It's not like that was forced in Breath of the Wild as well, but some people thought Tears of the Kingdom is so distant from Breath of the Wild anyway. It's actually not. It's so distant from Breath of the Wild anyway. That's a reckon that they did between games, and it's no longer the same thing. Or another option they might say is it's a different Ruto, which there's no indication that is the case. You can say that, but there's no indication at all that's the case. You have to really stretch the thing to say that. So the idea here is that Breath of the Wild. So you have the events 10,000 years ago. It's after all the other events of games. And these things are this is the era of myth. All that stuff is the era of myth. So they have legends of all three timelines, and after this point, you have Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. You also have the events 10,000 years ago here too. So all possible things here could happen, and then eventually you get to you get to 10,000 years and then Breath of the Wild, and now Tears of the Kingdom, and then so it no matter what happens in the distant future, you still have Rauru come back and set the stage here. You still have Rauru's seal be breaking, and then Link and Zelda defeat Ganondorf, and that defeats the first Ganondorf who appeared, and he was also the source of all the other versions of Ganondorf too. But there are a few things I think would be nice too. Like I don't. The Heroes Defeat timeline is just, I think it's a terrible idea. You know how they put Four Swords of Vengeance here after Twilight Princess? Four Swords of Vengeance here was actually written with the idea of it being the Imprisoning War. It's ironic because Ocarina of Time was too. But Ocarina of Time was, then so was Force Adventures. But Force Adventures was really intended to be the Imprisoning War. And it's far closer to that even Ocarina of Time was, because it's got... You may not have seen Force Adventures before. I played it. I played Force Adventures, so I know a lot how it works. And in Force Adventures, the map layout is basically the same. I mean, there's a couple of differences here. So here's Force Adventures, and here's A Link to the Past. Okay, so Force Adventures here's the layout for Force Adventures. You've got Hyrule Castle Center. To the east, you've got Lake Hylia. That is right here, which is pretty close. So you have the Eastern Palace right here. Basically, the Eastern Palace and Lake Hylia flipped. But then you got Death Mountain right behind it. The Lost Woods. Calgary Village is right here too. That's taking part of Lost Woods here, but it's close enough. It works. I don't know what this was definitely an addition here that doesn't exist in this Link to the Past. Then you've got the desert, same desert here. And then you've got the Frozen Land. And what is the Frozen Land? Actually, it's this. Because if you actually see the end of the game, it all melts away and it looks just like the swamp. So what happens when we have like a tundra that goes and melts away and it leaves behind lots of pools of water? It's a swamp. So the map is virtually identical to this one, but they swap Lake Hylia and Eastern Palace. That's the only difference here. They even have the Tower of Hera too, way at the top of that mountain. So yeah, that's the basic map here idea, and they did redesign this to look like other versions of Hyrule Castle too. So of course, Force Adventures is a direct sequel to Four Swords, and yet it's way far away. It doesn't even make any sense how this works. The big problem with Force Adventures is the fact that it references the fact that Ganondorf just left the Gerudo, so stole it to the Trident, and that turned him into Ganon. But that has the origin of Ganon's Trident. Throughout the entire Downfall timeline, that gets Ganon's Trident throughout the whole Downfall timeline. He has a Link to the Past. He has a Link Between Worlds. He has it in the Oracle games, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure in the Oracle games too. So he also has it in Link's Awakening, because that's he's in there. So all throughout these games, Ganon's Trident's here. Now I don't think it's in Legend of Zelda, because there he didn't have a Trident. He didn't just attack you directly. So that's his Trident debut in Link to the Past, and then appeared in basically almost all the early games. I think that Phantom Ganon in Ocarina of Time kind of was a little bit of Trident too. So it's still referenced here and there, but it's not as obvious. And then of course the Gerudo spirits are basically Tridents as well. So in Breath of the Wild, the Gerudo spirits are basically Tridents as well. Yeah, so the difference between the original timeline and this one is they swapped Link's Awakening in the Oracle games, and they also added Link Between Worlds to Triforce Heroes. That's because they did that because even though this is still the same Link, they didn't change the Link here. I take previously note that the timeline shown here differs from one found in Hyrule Historia. Timeline can be interpreted in a number of ways. It may change plan news grades that come light in players' imaginations. So the reason why this changed is because what they wanted here was they wanted a way to justify why the Triforce splits. So they had the Oracle game set after Link's Awakening. I don't think there's a problem with that, though, to be honest. I think they could have just had before, because it doesn't really change anything. So I don't see why they had to swap them, unless they're trying to argue it's a different hero. But like the Oracle games were designed in my opinion between Link's Past and Link's Awakening. They literally end with Link staying on a raft, and that leads to Link's Awakening. And the ending of the Oracle games, the Link game, is a direct callback to Link's Awakening's opening. And then there's interviews that state that they were supposed to have interviews flat out state that the oracles were designed to be after Link to the Past before Link's Awakening. So this change was supposed to try and justify Leap Between Worlds a little better because Link Past the tribe of its whole. And then you can argue that maybe after the Oracle games it split, and so you can use that to say, okay, it's split again, and that's why Leap Between Worlds it split. Leap Between Worlds just screwed it up. It should have been split there. Or you could just reckon it, say that Link to Past it did split and you just didn't see it. But because it's not explained very well, they decided to do it anyway. Like, they had to have Ganon resurrect completely because he's got Trials of Power. It doesn't even actually make any sense that way because it's more like Ganon with secret. Not he can't be dead and have Trials of Power. If he's dead, then he doesn't have it anymore. So I don't really know the justification for that, but Force of Adventure is a terrible place. The only reason why I put it here is because Ganondorf is dead at the end of Twilight Princess. And because of that, they decided to bring back, they decided to put Force of Adventure here. I think it's a terrible idea. Force of Adventure should be before Link to the Past. In my opinion, just make this the Imprisoning War and put all these after Force of Adventures. That's my opinion. I think it's the better timeline. This can stay exactly the same, but put this here. That makes more sense. And then put Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom after this. And this timeline, the cycle's ended. There's nothing else happening. Because Hyrule is buried to sea, and Hyrule Castle is still there. Nothing gets touched on at all. The steel never gets altered for the original Ganondorf. It's just gone. So this ends, and this one goes all the way up to Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. I think that works the best. So that is a good explanation here, I think. The thing with Force Adventures is that there's a few things that people argue don't make it work for being the Imprisoning War. That's because at the end, I think Ganon is technically sealed in the Force Sword. Like, the storyline was changed a little bit because the storyline was changed a little bit during development, and that's why it kind of got screwed up, but overall, there's way too many references to directly to Link to the Past. It's clearly intended to be a prequel to Link to the Past. It's just obvious based on you watching it. The Master Sword is just in the Lost Woods. It's not been touched yet. And in fact, the part of the backstory of Link to the Past that no one was able around to wield the Master Sword, so the Ganondorf had to be imprisoned. Well, all this makes sense that Ganondorf was imprisoned using a different method. He was imprisoned using the Force Sword instead of the Master Sword, and instead of defeating the Master Sword, and then someone has to come back and defeat the Master Sword. You could even argue that the Force Sword imprisonment in the Dark World. The Dark World appears like in Force Adventures too. I think that this area is actually called the Dark World. Obviously, it's actually more the Lost Woods, but I think it's called the Dark World or something like that. And you have things like, and that's when they introduced the Dark World mechanic. There's even moon pearls too. There's also medallions. The 3 medallions from Link to the Past are in this game too. Like Force Swords leads into Force Adventures. Force Adventures leads into Link to the Past. That's how it works. One idea I saw people putting out was that instead of having the time split here at Arc of Time, I actually have it at the Minish Cap. That's an interesting idea, I think, because in the Minish Cap, there is in fact an alternate ending in the game, and that alternate ending is Vaati wins because he successfully extracts the life force in Zelda. And that's a non-standard game over. There is no non-standard game over in Arc of Time. Ironic, because a lot of games in N64 had non-standard game overs. Anyway, so my opinion is just that the Kingdom of Hyrule is founded as the Tears of the Kingdom backstory. And yes, that means the Ryu existed long before Arc of Time. I don't think it's that big of a deal. The Ryu from the Wind Waker are a different Ryu race. They're named after the original ones. There's the Adventure of Link has Faka. My theory is that Faka can just be argued to be real warriors who are defending the Great Palace. So that works, I think. I think that works. And then you've also got Twilight Princess has murals in the backdrop for Twilight Princess has murals in the backdrop for Twilight Princess HD, I should say. It has murals in the backdrop that depict a Rito tribe. And it's not I've seen people say that doesn't work because it was just inserted there by the people who created the game, which is Tantalus. But it's still in the game. It's still approved. I think it's good enough to say the lore-wise say the Rito existed before Twilight Princess. So and they just migrated basically. They just migrate away during various events to and eventually come back. That's basically all it is. The lore of the Secret Stones also makes it easy for them to work too. But Rauru is there to Rauru, but it could make sense because Rauru could come after the first Rauru. He built the new Temple of Time because the Temple of Time here in Tears of the Kingdom is Raru's Temple of Time. This version, it's Zonai Temple of Time. The Zonai Temple of Time rises into the sky, and the new one is built in its place. And that's the one from Ocarina of Time, and one all our subsequent games. It's one in Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess. On top of that, there's some justification here because the Temple of Time is ruined in Twilight Princess. The Temple of Time is ruined in Twilight Princess. It is located in the far southwest of the map, and Howard Castle is moved. You could argue that Howard Castle gets destroyed during the event of Ocarina of Time, no matter what timeline you're in. Ganondorf destroys it in the child timeline. In the adult timeline, he lifts up in the air and it kind of ruined the whole thing. And so that entire one just gets destroyed. And so they build a new Temple of Time in honor of the first king of Hyrule, as well as to reinforce the seal on Ganon. And that Hyrule Castle is built in the far north. Not Ganon, the Demon King, because they don't know that he's Ganondorf. So they build a new Hyrule Castle after the events of Ocarina of Time in all timelines, which is moved a ways north. And that new Temple of Time is that new Hyrule Castle is the one that we see in all subsequent games. All subsequent games. The one Ocarina of Time, prior to Ocarina of Time, basically after the Tears Game passed and up to Ocarina of Time is the one that's on the Great Plateau. Although I have allegedly heard that Raru's Hyrule Castle is not the same one. It might be that one was either. It could be that it was Ganondorf took over that castle, and that castle is what's his reigns are left in. They were basically moved into the depths after Ganondorf was sealed by Rauru. That could be the case, because I don't know if those scenes appear to be in the depths. We can't really tell. I'm wondering if maybe what happened is that Rauru sealed him there, and they moved that castle. Rauru sealed basically. It makes more sense if Ganondorf was inside Rauru's castle. He took over Rauru's castle. He makes his out there because he wants to rule over the whole place with his army of demons. He wants to rule the whole place, so he takes over at Rauru's castle, and they go face him head on at Rauru's castle and defeat and seal him away, and they move that castle to a new location and bury it in order to get him out of the way. And eventually, they place a castle. I think that makes sense. The only other justification you make is that maybe Rauru's castle just straight up is Ocarina Castle, and after that one gets destroyed, then they build a new one in Northern Hyrule. Another option, and I don't like this one very much, but another option is that the ruins on the Great Plateau at the Strip are the ruins of they're for the first king of Hyrule only, and only that one. And then they move the Hyrule Castle, they create a new Hyrule Castle, and they create a new town and a new Temple of Time all in the north. And that's where Ocarina of Time's setting is. And then it could be the cathedral at one point was Temple of Time, but they rebuild it elsewhere. I don't know how best to make it work out, but I personally think that it's best to have after Rauru seals Ganondorf, then his successor, also named Rauru, or maybe we can call him say Kapora, for example. His successor comes in. He reestablishes the King of Hyrule. He continues the legacy of King of Hyrule, and he builds the new Temple of Time. Ensures that the Secret Realm is secure, and all of that, and then comes around and he does everything to ensure that the seal will hold, and he becomes the first Sage Elect. Now, I've heard that the Rauru, the Sage Elect Rauru, technically appears during the Era of Chaos. That was based on the original Hyrule story. This is not Hyrule story. This is a Hyrule Encyclopedia. I heard it's supposed to be during the Era of Chaos, but it's not hard to reckon that and have him be a king of Hyrule. He's not king of Hyrule. He could be like, when he did not become king, he just passed over to someone else, like a sibling, and he just proceeded to perform all the sins and everything. He like, found the last sword, sealed the sacred realm, all that. He did all this, and then ensured that future generations would be able to fight against Ganondorf. And then during the there's a little piece here. And during Ocarina of Time, Kumi and Kotick are still alive. They raise up a new Ganondorf, and he takes on the remnant power of the original Ganondorf, and he does the events of Ocarina of Time, and does all these things too. Now, there is one other possibility that could happen, and that's if the events of the past replace Ocarina of Time itself. I don't believe that one personally, but this one I had for a little while that could be the case. But essentially, the Hyrule Civil War is here. The King of Hyrule and Ocarina of Time is stated to have unified the peoples of Hyrule. Rauru and Sonia said to do the same thing. They unified the peoples of Hyrule into one kingdom. So if you reckon Minish Cap and Four Swords to be after Ocarina of Time and before Four Swords Adventures, which I think that makes sense. They actually make more sense being right next to it than they do like so far apart. Then what you could say here is instead is that these events are after Ocarina of Time. They're not before it. They're after Ocarina of Time, and they are also after Twilight Princess. So that they're down here. Even if you keep this as separate, you can put these down here, and that makes way more sense than the other ways. And this makes the King of Hyrule being founded be the events of Ocarina of Time, or slightly before that. That like the Hyrule Civil War is fighting Ocarina of Time, and the events of the Imprisonment War here are simply the downfall timeline version, where there is no hero to be able to stop Ganondorf, and so he gets sealed a different way from the other events of Ocarina of Time. There's a lot of problems with that, but it's not technically impossible. I still prefer, though, the idea that these ancient sages are, in fact, the original ones. They're the original ones. They're the ancient sages that are mentioned in Ocarina of Time, too. And the new ancient sage that takes place of Zelda and Rauru is actually... so here's my guess. The four ancient sages we see here are joined with the new Rauru and the Sheikah sage, the Shadow Sage, and they're the ones to become the new six sages. That would be my theory for who the original ancient sages were. Because technically speaking, Rauru was never called a sage. He's always this Tears King Rauru was never called a sage. He basically is Sage Light for all intents and purposes, but he's called the King of Light. He's not ever called a sage. They always refer to six sages. The six sages are the six who are not Rauru. That's interesting, I think. I don't know why they do it that way, but it's kind of interesting the way they handle it. Also notable is that it appears there is only 5. It's at least 6 tiers left. There might be 5 left. Because Rauru's tier... No, not Rauru's tier. Sonia's tier is gone. That was on Ganondorf's head. He stole from Sonia. That one's destroyed. Mineru seems to take her tier with her. I don't know if she can. I don't know how she can do that. My guess is that it would still have to remain. So it could be that her tier ends up getting left with Kira. So there's still 6 sages. But the thing is, we know how the sages are supposedly in this lore can only be a sage if they have a secret stone. But that was what the lore of Mineru set out. And if that's the case that they set this up before all the other games, it makes more sense if that gets subverted with future generations calling themselves sages. Maybe it's because those future generations can only reside in the Sacred Realm. They have to reside in the Sacred Realm to get that same level of power, which limits the amount of effects they can do on the real world. So they can't be a sage unless they're in the Sacred Realm, which actually is kind of consistent with what we've seen. The sages from Link Between Worlds, they don't become stages when you enter the Sacred Realm. It's kind of the same thing with the ones from. It's kind of the same thing with the ones from Ocarina of Time too, where until you enter Sacred Realm, they're not actually stages. It could be that Sacred Stone's power. Maybe they should be called Sacred Stones. They're the power of the Sacred Realm, the power of the Triforce, an alternate version of the power of Triforce that comes to Sacred Realm. That could be something how to justify that. Anyway, that's just my kind of thought and timeline. I don't think that this is reckoning the timeline completely. I just think that the past events here are the Kingdom of Power found here, and then you have longer after the events of the other games. You have Breath of the Wild. You have 10,000 years. You have Breath of the Wild. Then you have Tears of the Kingdom, the main events. So that's basically the look at the timeline here. And like I said before, I kind of like the idea of altering Force Adventures Link to Past so that they lead directly into one another instead of being in totally unrelated timelines when it doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be pretty good at Link to Past. It's pretty obvious that's the case. Anyway, that's about all I have for now. We finished the game, and I'm probably going to take a break for a while. I'm going to do 2 story chapters of Fire Emblem Heroes in a couple days. Either tomorrow or Tuesday, I think. One of those 2 days we're going to do the story chapters for Fire Emblem Heroes. And then I'll probably be doing an indie game either late this week or next weekend. I haven't fully decided when yet, but I'll be starting a new indie game soon. I will not be streaming any more Tears game until there's DLC. I'll also do any other thing else in the base game myself on my own time. I'm not gonna. I've already gotten all shrines. I've gotten. I've already gotten all shrines. I got all armor pieces, all main quests, also side adventures. Basically as much as I could possibly could. I got done. So. I think we're pretty good in streaming it until DLC comes. If DLC comes, but I think it will come. But that's it for now. Until next time, there's Jeremy.